Alrighty, good morning to anyone watching this video. Yesterday I have gained a new sexy sub, so thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching this journey of hoopla videos. I think I'm currently at 11. If anyone out there are enjoying these videos, I really appreciate it. And hopefully everyone had a good day yesterday. Hopefully everyone has every good day of their life. Should be no reason for negativity at all. But today we are going to be talking about something that could bring us potential negativity. Hopefully it doesn't. I'm really hoping it does not. Firstly, I actually did buy some Mullen shares yesterday. It's very, very small amounts. $2,000 worth of shares, right after actually making my video yesterday. And ironically, Mullen just, does Mullen. So already down to my position a little bit. For any of you watching that has not watched my previous videos, I was heavily invested in Mullen from March of 2022. Made a ton of money, well over six figures from Mullen. Then I ended up getting stuck in Mullen at the end of March, and I pretty much lost all the money that I made, plus a ton of more. Sold a big bag for a loss after the first RS, May 2023. And now, since May, I've just been swing trading Mullen, day trading Mullen. Like, 90% of the time when I day trade Mullen, or actually probably even greater, I make money. Whenever I swing trade Mullen, it's 50-50. I was holding a position right below $7. Actually, a fairly decent sized position. I was up to, I believe, like a little over 11, or maybe it was right below. I think it was like $11,500 worth. Sold for a 23% loss when Mullen fell off a cliff. But I've re-entered my position, and by the way, I have not remade my money. I honestly really should just, forget about Mullen and move on, but there are opportunities to make money from the stock. And of course, there's opportunities to make money from any stock in the stock market, and I have been doing extremely well since I've pretty much been just swing trading, day trading other stocks out there. Mullen is in a unique situation where something good can come to get this thing rock and rolling, but we need one thing, and that is a catalyst. Mullen cannot just randomly start rock and rolling. It needs a catalyst. So yesterday, we ended up getting this news, and the market, of course, did not like it. And the thing about this news that bothers the ever-living piss out of me is that it was filed March 25th, and that was last Thursday. And ironically, that is when we randomly ran by 28%. So obviously, this probably was leaked to some institutions or to maybe some other people that caused Mullen to really run. Because the float on Mullen is so damn low. I mean, the market cap is so low. The float is so low. You don't really need a lot of money out. I mean, I'm a small fish in a big pond. My entire stock portfolio is just above six figures. If I never got into Mullen, it would be significantly more. But I'll say this, the life lessons that I have learned from Mullen has made me a better trader. So if you're down on Mullen, if you have been crushed by Mullen, take it with flip it around and take it with a positivity. Learn from the things that have done wrong. And that's why I have bought a very small amount of Mullen. An extremely small amount. Because if this thing continues to fall off a cliff, I mean, it's not going to be good. But we got to get a production update soon. There's no new SEC filings that's been filed yet. David Mitchery has not, of course, bought any new shares at all. I showed you guys that I ended up buying some shares, I believe, yesterday, just a small amount. Let's go over to the charts now for Mullen. Okay, now we're on the charts. Okay. 5-minute time frame. Let's go to the 1-minute time frame. Okay, so after hours yesterday, not really so much that happened. Let's go do a quick review of yesterday. Since I didn't make a video later throughout the day. I believe yesterday, so these pivot levels are actually updated for today's levels. I changed them in the early morning. I really should keep them the same before. I'm probably going to do that. Tomorrow, I'll end up unchanging the pivot levels. Unless something significant happens today for Mullen, then I'll make a video in the afternoon or maybe when pre-market ends. Right now, it's 8:52 a.m. Eastern. So yesterday, Mullen dropped the news really early. I ended up buying in for two reasons. One is because I'm making content on Mullen, and I'm like, because when I started making videos, it was it's a couple weeks ago now. I believe that I still had my position in Mullen. I'm pretty sure that I did. Yeah, I'm actually pretty sure that I did because it was around like $6 range still. But I'm making content. I just might as well just get some skin into the game because I know there's a lot of people watching, especially talking to some people on Twitter X. A lot of people are just down on the stock, which is so significantly terrible. Okay, so anyways, yesterday market open. Obviously, there was a lot of selling pressure, shorts. It pushed us all the way down. And then we basically pretty much recovered a lot. And this is a typical thing that happens with Mullen. We'll typically do a waterfall in the first half hour, maybe hour of trading. And then we'll basically slowly trend up. I've actually did a day trade on Mullen a while ago with this method. This is not so this is like a very old traditional long day trade. You could have very well gone in once these exponential moving averages basically bottomed out. You could have gone in on this position, so around as low, maybe if you caught near the bottom. You're never going to get in on the bottom. You're never going to sell on the top, but maybe get in around this type of level, 473, and 473. You're talking. What is that? That is a. Oh God! I am a marketing major, not a math major. I use calculators. Damn it! Technology has fried my. Plus, I'm 35 years old, almost 36. I drank way too much alcohol in my 20s. Woo! But you're talking almost 5% that you could have made. It's a slow day trade, and all you're doing is riding the EMAs up, which is not bad. But yeah, we basically pretty much are at a decent position right now, even if we don't get news. But everything dictates on news. So we got the S1 around $4.67. I am praying to God it does not get, because then my position is already going to be fucking down. Mullen has fucked me again. Yes, they have. The R1 is still below the 35 mil cap. We got to get above the 35 mil cap. We got to close above the 35 mil cap. The R2 is ironically right where I sold a big portion of my $11,000 to $12,000 position a little over, I believe, like 2 weeks ago now. So what will make me buy more shares of Mullen, and probably everyone out there, is honestly production news. It scares the hell out of me, but I only gamble when it comes to the stock market. I don't go to the casino. If I do go to the casino, I drink and see concerts. I am willing to take a chance that maybe we're going to be getting production news soon, and I'm hoping and I'm praying. Otherwise, if we don't get production news, I'm just going to be holding a position once again that's going to be doing nothing, and it's going to suck. But we have a psychological level at $5. We got to maintain a 5 psych level all day, basically, pretty much. We gotta What the hell did I just do? Crossing 5? No. We don't want to cross 5. We want... We gotta maintain the psych level. Right now we are battling psych levels probably more than pivot levels, to be perfectly honest. And psych levels are huge. We gotta maintain, we honestly, yesterday, I believe we ended up closing either right below 5, I think 495, let's see. Okay, so that's after hours. Where do we close at? I think yesterday, well, we're on the 5-minute candle. We were, and by the way, these things do not have to be perfect. They just got to be around. But if we can close above $5 today, that would be really not super bullish, but it would be better than, you know, what we've been used to, pretty much. Okay, this is a utter disaster and a clutter mess, but this is how long I've basically been doing Mullen. So exponential moving averages. Yesterday we ended up closing above the 9 EMA, bullish. Good. That is extremely good. Anytime that we have closed, well, I mean, you see, we can talk all day about what Mullen has done back in history, and it all comes with news. What is this? You got me a little hard and excited. I just didn't look on the daily time frame under news. I was about to say, did Mullen seriously just drop news? That'd be awesome. So as you see here, we were above the 9 EMA, and then the next day we basically had a big red day, followed by somewhat of a green day. We ended up reclaiming some of the red. Then we just sold off, and then ever since February 22nd, we've been essentially below, because we opened on the 22nd at 818, and then we closed, unfortunately, at 740. I think we were down by like over 15% that day. But any time that we get above the 9, we quickly give it up. And then anytime we get over the 9, we don't hold it very long. And if we go back in history, which is very unfortunate, just the 9 EMA is not our friend. Mullen is just on a downtrend, and it feels like people are just, it feels like the stock is losing steam. And if they don't pull their heads out of their asses and actually say, hey, our vehicles are highly selling, then this thing is just going to continue to trend down. And who knows what's going to end up happening when they get the 35 mil market cap knockdown. I'm really nervous. Especially, I mean, you can just look at what happened to Fiskner. How quickly that shit got taken off the NASDAQ. But if we can maintain above the 9 EMA, that is going to be super bullish. RSI is just been so low on the daily time frame. We don't even have to worry about the RSI on the daily time frame. One thing is the Keltner channel. So we are, where's the 9 EMA? Close away the EMAs. Let's get rid of the EMAs. Okay. So, as you see, we are above the bottom band still on the Keltner channel. Keltner channel is this middle blue line. And I made a past couple videos talking about this. Whenever we get over the Keltner channel, we basically give it up very quickly. But whenever we get below the white line on the Keltner channel, we tend to have a couple red days, and then we gotta bounce back. We just, by technicals, we are so oversold, we gotta bounce back. So, as you see, this scenario down here is very similar to this scenario up here. You have this area here be like this area down here. So, if we can learn something, we can predict and say, okay, Mullen could trade sideways a little bit. We could potentially challenge this candle right here, which Mullen did, and then we failed, and then we failed again, and then we challenged this candle, which we ultimately failed, but it's all about its technical analysis. Does not have to be perfect. Some people, some traders out there, but I was in a day trading academy last year, and there were 7-figure traders that agreed to disagree. Some said it has to be perfect. Some say it's all about what the chart pattern is looking up to be in the future. So it's really, we can sit here all day and go back and forth. And you're talking, there are multi-millionaires, probably even billionaires, that look at stuff like this and just say, okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Some may say it has to be perfect. Who knows? Maybe it's like OCD, their own OCD. But we ended up challenging this candle right here, and then we essentially broke above it. But it came with news. We got to get news on these days to challenge the previous candles, the resistance, the la resistance. So, as you see, we failed to really get above January 23rd. But we challenged it. And then we basically sold off, consolidated. And then we challenged January 29th, and we failed. And then it took a couple more tries, and then we finally got over it in middle of February. So we could trend sideways again. But if I'm willing to bet, if I'm willing to make a bet, I will say that we will challenge the 28th of March again. So we're going to challenge all the way up to probably maybe, and this is not financial advice, this is just something that I've learned as a trait, but we're probably going to challenge the 28th of March again. So we may drop by 10% more, or maybe even more. We may even get all the way down to the mid $4 range. And then you're going to see a challenge to this candlestick. At this point, I mean, you could very well, I mean, as a swing trader, you could be getting into this position here, because if we're going to ultimately be challenging this candle and we're trading all the way down here in this area, and if we do get that candle that bounces up here, this could be the rip to sell. You know, that's basically swing trading. Okay, that's swing trading. Definitely not financial advice. I am still a young trader, but I'm also learning a lot. But I also know a little bit more than the average, definitely more than the average person out there. I am confident to say about that. But it's going to come a time where we're going to challenge this candle, and at that point, it's really a make or break, because if we don't get above and get some type of good momentum, where then because if we get above this candle, then we got to challenge these candles, and then if we break above this, we got to challenge this, and then if we break above that, then we challenge that, etc., 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 etc. So all on the way up, you can be making money, and hopefully we do. Hopefully, we all make money back from this stock. I'm praying for the best, but I'm still being very cautious. And please, be cautious out there. Please be cautious. Don't do anything irrational. Let's see if Mullen drops news today. Let me refresh Stock Time really quick. Make sure they did not drop news. Okay, they have not dropped news. Okay. Yeah, just please stay cautious. This is a dangerous, risky stock, and just be careful. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.